What's happening, friends? We are back. We had 2 weeks off, which we've never had 2 weeks off when it's not Christmas in the history of the show and over however long we've been doing this. But something big happened, which you may have seen. The Garth Brooks show was canceled.
Yeah, that's it.
By the way, morning, studio.
Morning.
If you haven't seen on social media, I did get married over the last 2 weeks and had a wedding. Got married, have a wife. It's a whole thing now. I'm wearing a ring. Eddie walked in this morning. It's like, hey, you're going with the rubber ring right now?
I like it.
Well, I did have on the fancy ring that was put onto my finger at the ceremony, but it's just hard to get used to. I've never, ever had a ring. Never wore jewelry.
Yeah, you don't wear rings.
No.
Like, period.
And so I had it on the honeymoon. I had it on the whole time, but I just kept playing with it. It felt like, you know how if there's a cut in your mouth and you can't stop but like lick it? It just feels big. Or if like you bite it. The ring just felt like, and I almost dropped it in the ocean. It was just a whole thing. So I got home, and I'm wearing the red rubber one for now, and it works. And I will put on the fancy one when I do fancy stuff.
There you go.
So you're going to, rubber, normal days, fancy things.
Days.
Okay,
Yeah.
that makes
Eventually
sense.
just going to be rubber. Let's be real.
Well,
No, I think he'll put on
mostly
the
it will be
nice one.
rubber.
Right.
Yeah.
But I will put on the fancy one at times. But listen, everybody here, all the show was at the wedding. We had a great time. We can talk about it. I'm sure all throughout the show it was actually, really cool. But why don't we do this? Let's go around the room. Give me one headline about your 2 weeks off, and then we'll just kind of get into stuff as we go. There's a lot of listen. Everything that anyone wanted to talk about that was sent to me was about the wedding, and I get that. And a lot of listeners want to know. We will get there, I promise you. But let's check in with everybody. Let's go first over to Amy. Amy, what is your headline from your vacation?
My headline from vacation is catcation. That's what I was calling my trip. We finally got our cat, which I feel like is a big update because we have been trying to get a cat for, 8 or 9 months, ever since last Christmas. So catcation, that's the headline.
Eddie, what is your headline from vacation?
Oh, mine's easy. Disney is the most magical place on earth. My money magically disappeared in 4 days.
Poof.
Hey!
Yeah. Did your kids love it?
Loved it. They absolutely loved it. I mean, it was really cool to see them enjoy it. For mom and dad, hard work.
Was
Yes.
vacation a vacation?
No, but I said that before I left. I was like, this is not for me. This is for them. And that helped tremendously because I wasn't really like, I knew that's what I was going to expect.
Lunchbox, what's the headline from yours?
Oh, I turned 40, so I took a trip to Las Vegas, and I spoiled myself rotten. I rented a cabana at the pool, and I show up, and there's a bunch of hotties, and it was the topless pool.
What?
Oh.
A cabana, though. Did anybody catch cabana?
I thought it was a cabana,
Cabana.
but
Yeah, it was me and my wife, and we had a cabana, and
Stop calling it a cabana. It's not called a
why
cabana.
does he say everything weird?
and let me tell you, it was, me and my wife at the topless pool. Pretty incredible.
But that was an accident, right?
Total accident. Had no idea.
There were topless people around us, too. And it was awkward.
It was
when we were on the
it
honeymoon.
wasn't awkward for me.
It was for me. I was like, what? I was like, I felt like an 8-year-old boy. I was like, oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was awesome. That's right.
Weird. All right, Morgan, over to you. What is your headline from vacation?
Well, I took a trip with my boyfriend. We went up to the Northeast for a week, and I visited 8 states that I had never been to for the most part.
You took a road trip.
Yeah, drove all the way up to the East Coast.
That is a
That's-
long drive.
Big trip.
And you had your dog with you.
I had my dog, I had his dog, and yeah, we had a great time.
And then Raymundo, we'll check in with you. What is your headline from the 2 weeks off?
Baseball in Bay City with Boomer. So I got to go see my nephew. He's plays sports. Apparently, I haven't seen the kid ever play live, and it was awesome. So I got to see a little bit of his tournament, then I came back home, and I watched it on my phone because now they have streaming services. So you can basically just lay in bed and watch your nephew from 2,000 miles away. So I followed them, and they finished top 3 in the state of Michigan. It was dope, and I felt like I was a great uncle over the vacay.
All right, there you go. We'll do one more. Mike D, give me your headline.
Honeymoon in the desert. Finally had time to go with my wife and celebrate being married.
I think everybody's married now, huh? Except Morgan.
Yeah.
But pretty much.
Sounds like she's close to
Yeah,
it.
Yeah. Who knows? Like pretty much we're all married. Mine is I got married. Holy crap. There you go. Also, my Bronco got wrecked.
By who?
What?
Yeah, it's a whole story too.
I don't know this story.
I know. It stinks. It's
Oh,
bad
man.
news. Bad news. Bad news.
That's awful.
Yeah, it's awful. What made me think about it is we drove the Bronco out as our goodbye on the wedding. You know,
Yeah.
everybody was like, hey, sparklers. We got in the Bronco. We drove off. But over the
That's
strip.
not
Is
when
that
it
when
got-
y'all got in a wreck?
No,
I'm like,
if we have time, we'll get to it later.
All
Today.
right.
It's a